I would really like people to stop blindly affiliating themselves with Christianity. Like, have you thought about what you believe at all? Have you done any research? Do you even know if Jesus existed? Because my research says otherwise, but your blind faith won't even allow you to question that, so...
Hello, humans. What you just heard is one of the worst arguments unbelievers bring up against Christians, and it happens a lot. For example, this confused human, who apparently identifies as multiple people, claims that apologetics is merely religious indoctrination so that believers can feel better about their blind faith in God. Well, this human claims that faith expels critical thinking skills and stops questions from being asked. Well, yet this human didn't stop to question whether faith requires critical thinking. And this human made a video claiming that Christians demonize critical thinking skills and instead encourage blind faith. Wow, blind faith? Well, I didn't know that people who demonize critical thinking skills are the same people who examine evidence and investigate with integrity. Now that's interesting, especially since I used to be an atheist before I was ever a Christian. Logically, with inductive reasoning, we draw conclusions from observations. This is what we call empiricism. This is all about connecting the dots. So the more data, the greater the probability of the conclusion being true. For example, with 3 points of data, well, this might be a triangle. However, it could also be a circle. But when we add 2 more points of data, the picture of the triangle still fits the data, whereas the circle no longer matches up with the data. But now, here we have collected tons of data. Well, what conclusion do you come to? What do you see? While deductive reasoning aims to arrive at certainty, inductive reasoning is a function of probability in saying that we can infer that this is true. At a certain point, after collecting as much data as possible, we connect the dots and we come to a conclusion. So by observing and examining historical documents, archaeological artifacts, the fine-tuning of the universe, intelligent design, origin of life, existence of consciousness, existence of free will, transcendent moral truths, the presence of evil and injustice, etc., God matches up with the data, and both the Bible and everything within the observable universe seems to reveal a creator who desires a relationship with his creation. Listen, Christianity is a cumulative case, with the conclusion formed from a ton of evidence. But all the observable evidence only takes us so far. Now, once at this point, we do have to take a small leap of faith. But faith is not blind, it's reasonable. I know what I'm leaping toward, and it is reasonable to believe that I'm going to land there. I can see where I'm going. Now, I know I shared this in my previous video, which was about burden of proof, but I suppose I'll share it again. I published an article where I present the cumulative case for Christianity. In this one article titled Why I Am a Christian and What I Believe, there are links to 93 other articles I've published that are dedicated to my burden of proof. In fact, one of those articles titled Truth Begins with Questions is nothing but questions, which requires critical thinking. Listen, I'm not arguing from what I don't know. I'm arguing from all that I do know, which is based on all the available evidence. And so I already believe that, which is intellectual assent based on the evidence. But now, this is where faith comes in. Do I place my trust in this for my salvation and eternal destination? Well, according to the evidence, it is most reasonable for me to place my trust in Christ Jesus. I mean, after all, he did save me from myself when I had been a suicidal nihilistic atheist. Listen, we need to go where the evidence leads. And everything I've observed and examined points to Christianity as being the most reasonable belief. So to see the cumulative case for Christianity and my testimony, the link is in the bio.